Hello, Rosebuds, Alphas, whatever Mr. Catapano may be referring to you as this year. My name is Arjun, but you could just call me Professor Roy. Today we'll be discussing the topic of diction, or word choice. Now, while some of you may view this as a basic concept, there's some details regarding the rhetorical analysis of diction that should be imparted at this juncture. Now, I like to think of diction like clothes. Everybody's got them, or at least anybody who's half respectable. But it's the specifics that convey something about that person. Now, let's take for a second, take a look at what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a University of Chicago hoodie. Now, a hoodie is a fairly casual piece of attire, so that makes me relatable to my audience of mostly sophomores and juniors. However, it also has a very prestigious institution scrawled across the chest. This gives me more credibility because it makes me seem like I'm more well-read. Now, you may think, what's this have to do with diction? Well, my clothes are sort of like words. You could take a look at them and say, oh, he's wearing clothes. But that doesn't really tell you anything about me. But if you say, oh, he's wearing a University of Chicago hoodie, that can give a little bit of insight, if only some, as to what I want you to think when you look at me. The same can be said of an author's word choice within a sentence. One common error, in my class at least, at the beginning of the year was that several rhetorical analyses contained the phrase, the author used diction, which roughly translates to, he said words. It doesn't really mean very much. You have to talk about specific words in order for it to mean anything, and what the author wants to convey. Now that we've moved past that, let's take a more in-depth look at diction. Mr. Catapano fancies himself a smooth talker. So naturally, when he introduced diction to my class, he introduced it in the context of complimenting a woman. Let's take a general phrase like, you look blank, and insert a word, or, well, more specifically an adjective, into the blank. Let's choose, let's say, oh, maybe it's a bit of a modern slang. You look hot. Well, the word hot has a denotation and a connotation. A denotation is a word's given meaning, or its dictionary meaning. The denotation of the word hot is high in temperature, or warm, etc. Now, this doesn't really fit the context in which we're viewing the word, which makes us look at the connotation, or the contextual meaning. The connotation of the word hot in the context of one's appearance is attractive. So, I think we should roll with, when we're complimenting, we should roll with the connotation here. So, going back to my simile with the hoodie. If I wore this hoodie to school tomorrow, it would be viewed as completely appropriate, as it would fit the context. However, if I were to show up to prom in this hoodie, it'd be considered inappropriate. However, what if I did show up to prom in this hoodie? What would that imply? What would I be trying to convey? Disapproval? Rejection? Casual nonchalance? Well, that's for you to decide. Similarly, let's take a look at our phrase that we constructed earlier. You look hot. Now I'm going to ask the ladies real quickly. If someone who knew you casually went up to you and flatly said, "Hi, you look hot," what would that imply? Perhaps it would come off as forward, perhaps a bit crude or suggestive. These are the sort of things that you need to look for when you're rhetorically analyzing an author's diction. I hope you've all learned something today, as spare as this lesson may be, and I wish you the best of luck in the odyssey upon which you are about to embark. Later.